And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at a game called Conquest of Orion. This is a trick-taking game in which each person has cards and they're playing those and trying to get the most points. But this one takes a very unique tack on it. First, it adds a space theme to it, which kind of fits, although if you know much about trick-taking games, the theme doesn't matter that much. But also, it only works with 4 players. And then even more so, you don't follow suit. What does all that mean? Let me show you. The first thing we have is a bunch of leader cards who I'm pretty sure these guys are Kickstarter backers. But anyhow, you get these leader cards, you're going to get one, and each leader card gives you a special ability or a way to score at the end of the game. For example, this guy here, this politician, if he doesn't win any conflicts or wars, he scores 25 points. Additionally, when taking this card, you can exchange a card with your ally. That's because this game is a partnership game when you play with 4 players, which is really the only way to play. This game is made up of 4 suits of cards. You have your planets, these are orange cards. You have the population on the planets, those are the blue cards. And then let's see, you have your factories, those are the red cards. And then you have spaceships, which are the green cards. Now this is a trick-taking game, and what that means is one person will go first, and that person will play any card they want from their hand. The next person must play a card that is different than that card if possible. So they can't play a blue card unless they have only blue cards. They can play this red card, for example. Then the next person cannot play a blue or a red card. They have to play an orange card. Then the fourth person's obviously not going to have a choice. But at any point, anybody can play a spaceship. Now, when the cards are examined, after everyone's played one of these, which is called a trick, whoever has played a spaceship automatically wins. If there's multiple spaceships, then whoever has the highest spaceship will win. Although, spaceships here can have special effects and different things will happen. For example, if this is the first ship that's played, this is actually a 7. If no other ship is played, you destroy colonist cards, so that would kill any blue cards that were played. Now, if there are no ships played, then simply the highest number is going to win. If there is a tie, then it becomes a war. All these cards are turned over, and we begin a war. The winner of a conflict, the trick is called a conflict. The winner of a conflict, instead of taking all the cards, can also turn them over and start a war. A war is played the same way as a normal conflict, except if you have a ship, you must play a ship. And then, other than that, it's played the exact same way. This will continue until all the cards have been played. Then players are going to line up groups of cards that consist of 1 planet, 1 factory, and 1 population. So you can see here, and then we look at the stars on them, and this is worth 5. If I don't have a complete set, it's not going to be worth as much. So obviously if I won these cards, I'd make the most valuable sets that I could possibly make. You want to take as many different cards. Ship cards usually don't mean anything, although they might because of your leaders and such. You add up the points for that, and then you shuffle all the cards and deal them out again. You will continue to do this until 3 rounds have passed. At that point, the game ends, and whoever has the highest score is the winner. Now, this is an unusual trick-taking game. In most trick-taking games, when you play a card, everyone else has to play the same type of card. And this also has a set trump, basically, where the rocket ships are trump, but they also have all kinds of cool special abilities. For example here, this 2 rocket ship is +4 if there's a colony present. Or this one here instantly destroys the Horizon Butcher, so if someone plays a different ship, this one will instantly kill it. There's not a lot of these special abilities, but there's just enough to make the game interesting. This is not the only game where you play a different card than people have played before you. It is the only one that I have played myself, and it adds a very unique junction to this. I played this with my daughter Melody, and she's actually never played a trick-taking game before, and this was just totally beyond her comprehension. She just couldn't figure out the best play. And even though I've played a lot of trick-taking games, I like them. I like to think that I'm okay at the strategy within them. This was certainly kind of a mix for me because I was trying to play cards and trying to figure out okay, when someone plays a blue card, you can't. Usually, when someone plays a card in a trick-taking game, I'm already getting my card ready to play. I know what I'm going to play. There's a possibility that other people will mess it up. But here, if someone plays a red card, and then I'm not going to play a card, so I see what the next person plays. They play a purple. Okay, well now they play a blue. Now I have to play an orange. And when do I use my rocket ships? Now you have to use them in combat. So. Or in war. And so someone can start war just to bleed everyone out of their spaceships. And a war can be not that interesting if you win it because you get a bunch of spaceships, but that's not a lot to win the game. To win the game, you need to win the different cards. Like I said, there's a lot of kind of wonky strategy in this. I wish it was a little bit more straightforward, but it works well for what it is. It's certainly very unique and interesting, and if you're a connoisseur of trick-taking games, this is going to be something you'll like because I think it offers a fresh take without offering too much complexity. Even though it's a little odd to know what cards to play when, it's still pretty straightforward in how the game works. So I give it credit for ingenuity and adding something different to the table. That's Conquest of Orion. Dice Tower Judgment, approved.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!